Hi everyone. Today we're working on a 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLS 550 4MATIC. The focus of today is the front-mounted Distronic radar unit mounted behind the star emblem. And the reason for this investigation is to determine whether the module is good or bad, because I've gotten some of these and they usually appear fairly quickly when you start driving down the road if there's a problem with that module. So what we're going to be looking at today is these 4 wires. We've got pin number 1, which is a black and with a blue stripe. That is your switched 12-volt power to the module. Pin 8 is the brown wire at the bottom right. That is your ground. And pin 4 is the white wire. That is your CAN low data wire. And pin 7 is a green wire. That is your CAN high data wire. So we're going to be looking at the voltage on pin 1, pin 4, and pin 7. I have checked pin 8 to confirm that it's got a solid connection to ground, which you could do with any multimeter using a continuity test. Now, these connectors, real quick, if you see, there's little rubber seals around the wires to keep moisture and water and all that out. So what I've done is I took a old SIM card removal tool and modified it so it's super thin and won't disrupt or damage that rubber seal around the wire, because obviously we wouldn't want a bunch of moisture seeping into the connector. So we'll start real quick with pin number 1, which is our, again, switched 12-volt power. And a quick side note, on this car in particular, the center console has 2 good options for switched accessory ignition power. For those of us adding different options to our car and need access to a wire controlled by the ignition, the wire color is actually the same under the center console, which takes 4 bolts to get it to slide out and lift up, and you can access that black wire with a blue stripe for your accessories add-on. So I'm going to take this pin and I'm going to squeeze it in next to the wire in the center, past this little rubber seal. And get it down there until, not all the way, but you should start to feel some more resistance hitting the actual clip on the end of the wire. So what we're looking for on pin 1 is a good 12-volt signal, which we have, 12.72 volts. So I'm going to take the pin out of there, and now we're going to check pin 4, and then after that pin 7. Again, pin 4 is white wire, which is the CAN low data wire. These typically, when the car is awake and on, and the modules have been awoken by unlocking the car, the voltages will change to multiple ranges across older Mercedes and the newer Mercedes models. I see them as low as 0.65 volts up to 4.95 volts. across these kind of data wires. In this case, we'll see what we get from these two. And again, the car is awake and the ignition is on. So on our CAN low, we got 2.65 volts. And now we're going to check the CAN high, which is the green wire in pin 7. Get that in there. See if we got it. And we got it, 2.60 volts. So a lot of this work real quick. You don't have to take the bumper off to access this. Just finagle the star out of the center of the grill, and you can pretty much work on it, get the bolts out. It gets a little tight. You get some scratches, some little scrapes, trying to get those nuts off the back of that thing, but it is doable. And same with being able to check the wiring. There's plenty of access right here when this is when the star's not in there. So from my research so far, a gentleman by the name of JBM on Ben's World, he has a confirmed diagnosis from Mercedes with his car having a similar situation. This is where I was able to follow some of his notes and details to create this video and run this test on mine. The pin number 1 again and the pin number 8, the ground, those are good, but our data signals are showing us voltages that are down at 2.6 area, and as per the diagnosis from Mercedes from JBM, the voltages being around that range have positively identified that the Distronic module is having an issue or has failed. According to his notes, this was a few years ago in his post. The dealer wants $3,000 for the module and the programming. He made a note that there are plenty of used modules out there on the market. So if you were to need a new one or new used one, my recommendation would be buy one that you could return if it's not working, because again, you can run this test yourself, just with a little time and a couple of small tools. So it looks like on mine, I will be replacing this module, and all of my errors should clear out after I get it programmed with the laptop connected to the car, running Zentry. And hopefully this issue will be resolved and have no more issues with all the extra safety programs and features tied to this device. Thank you.